If your love handles just will not go away, it may not be because you are getting older. It may not be your genetics. It may not even be your metabolism. It may be the plan you keep following. A lot of people try to lose side fat by going extreme. They cut their food way down. They eat tiny meals. They do endless crunches. They spend forever on the treadmill. And at first, it feels like it is working. The scale drops a little. The mirror looks a bit better. You feel motivated. But then real life hits. You get hungry. Your energy crashes. Cravings come back hard. You start thinking about food all day. And before you know it, the weight returns. Sometimes, the love handles look even worse than before. That is the part most people miss. The fastest plan is not always the best plan. In fact, it is often the reason people quit. You do not beat love handles by suffering harder. You beat them by building habits your body can actually live with. Today, Hidden Health Science is going to show you a better way to think about stubborn side fat. No magic tricks, no fake shortcut, no one exercise that melts fat overnight. Just simple food choices, better hunger control, smarter training, better sleep, and a few habits that stop quietly ruining your progress. And the first mistake happens before most people even realize they are making it. The biggest mistake people make is starting too hard. They get frustrated. They want the love handles gone fast. So they cut calories too low. They stop eating foods they enjoy. They remove carbs, skip meals, and try to survive on willpower. At first, it feels serious. It feels like discipline. The scale may even move down quickly. But your body does not care how motivated you are on day one. Your body responds to what you keep doing over time. And if the plan makes you tired, hungry, stressed, and miserable, your body is going to push back. That is when the cravings start. Your workouts feel worse. Your mood drops. You think about food more than you should. Then one night, you overeat and feel like you failed. But that is not weakness. That is what happens when the plan is too hard to live with. Love handles usually do not disappear in a few days. They take time. So, the best plan is not the most painful one. It is the one you can repeat without feeling like you are fighting yourself every hour. The goal is not to eat as little as possible. The goal is to make fat loss easier to stick with. And one of the best places to start is protein. Most people think losing fat means one thing: eat less. And yes, calories matter. But here is what people miss. The kind of food you eat can make the whole process feel easier or much harder. Protein is one of the biggest helpers. Your body has to work harder to digest protein than it does with carbs or fats. So when you eat protein, your body actually uses more energy just to break it down. But the bigger benefit is this: protein keeps you full. And that matters a lot because hunger is where most diets fall apart. Not because people are lazy, not because they do not care. It is because being hungry all day wears you down. You can have 2 meals with the same calories, but they may feel completely different in your body. A meal with enough protein can keep you satisfied for hours. A low-protein meal may leave you looking for snacks an hour later. That is why foods like eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, lean beef, and cottage cheese can make fat loss feel more realistic. They help you stay full. They help protect muscle. And they make it easier to stay consistent. The goal is not to eat protein once and forget about it. The goal is to build your meals around it. When protein is part of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you are less likely to snack randomly. You are less likely to overeat at night. And over time, that makes it easier for love handles to finally start shrinking. But even when protein is high enough, one thing can still pull your progress backward. Sugar can mess up fat loss fast, especially when you do not realize how much you are getting. This does not mean you can never have dessert. That is not the point. One cookie is not the problem. A small treat here and there is not the problem. The real problem is the sugar hiding in normal everyday foods. Soda, sweet coffee drinks, energy drinks, breakfast cereal, flavored yogurt, granola bars, sauces, packaged snacks that look healthy on the front of the box. A lot of these foods do not keep you full. That is the danger. You can drink a few hundred calories and still feel like you have not eaten anything. Then later, hunger comes back and you eat more. Sugar also trains your cravings. The more sweet stuff you eat, the more your brain starts asking for it. After a while, normal foods do not feel good enough. Fruit tastes less exciting. Plain yogurt tastes boring. You want something stronger. That is how the cycle starts. You crave sugar. You eat sugar. You feel hungry again. Then you look for more. And this is why love handles can stick around even when you think you are eating pretty well. The sugar may not look obvious, but it is still adding calories and making hunger harder to control. So start simple. Cut the obvious stuff first. Sweet drinks, candy, sugary snacks, fake healthy foods that are really just dessert in a wrapper. But sugar is only one part of the carb problem. A lot of people cut back on sugar and still feel hungry all day. That is when you have to look at refined carbs. I am talking about white bread, pastries, white pasta, crackers, sugary cereal, chips, and a lot of packaged snacks. These foods go through your body fast. They break down fast. They give you quick energy, but they do not hold you for long. At first, they feel good. You eat them, and you feel satisfied for a little while, maybe even energized. But then it drops. Your hunger comes back. Your energy dips. And suddenly you are looking for another snack. That is the loop that makes fat loss so frustrating. You eat. You feel full for a short time. Then you get hungry again. Then you eat more. And it is not because you have no discipline. It is because those foods do not give your body much staying power. This does not mean carbs are bad. That is not the message. The problem is the kind of carbs you are eating. Whole food carbs are different. Oats, sweet potatoes, brown rice, beans, quinoa, and foods like that digest slower. They give you steadier energy. They help you stay full longer. And when you are not fighting hunger all day, it is much easier to eat less without feeling miserable. So do not just ask, how many carbs am I eating? Ask, are these carbs actually helping me stay full? Because the right carbs can make fat loss easier. But there is one nutrient that may help with hunger even more. Fiber does not get enough credit. People talk about protein all the time. They argue about carbs. They worry about fat. But fiber is one of those simple things that can make a huge difference, especially when you are trying to lose belly fat or love handles. Why? Because fiber helps you feel full. And honestly, that is what most people need. Not another extreme diet. Not another punishment plan. Just meals that keep them satisfied long enough to stop snacking all day. Some types of fiber absorb water and expand in your stomach. That slows things down. Your food digests more slowly. Your blood sugar stays steadier, and you do not feel hungry again right away. Think about it like this. A bowl of oats can hold you for hours. A sweet pastry may taste great, but you might be hungry again before lunch. That is the difference. Foods like oats, beans, lentils, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, berries, and vegetables can help you eat fewer calories without feeling like you are starving. You are not forcing yourself to eat less. You are building meals that make overeating harder. And that is a big deal. When fiber goes up, hunger often goes down. When hunger goes down, staying consistent becomes a lot easier. But fullness does not only come from fiber. Healthy fats matter too. For a long time, people were told to be afraid of fat, so they stopped eating eggs. They avoided nuts. They stayed away from avocado, olive oil, and fatty fish. They thought, if I eat fat, I will gain fat. But it is not that simple. The real issue is not just whether a food has fat in it. The real issue is how much you eat, what kind of food it is, and whether your meals actually keep you full. Healthy fats can help with that. When you add a reasonable amount of fat to a meal, digestion slows down. Food stays in your stomach longer. You feel more satisfied. And when you feel satisfied, you are less likely to snack an hour later. That matters. But there is a catch. Fat has a lot of calories, more than protein or carbs. So this does not mean you should pour olive oil on everything or eat handful after handful of nuts. That can backfire fast. The goal is to use healthy fats in a smart way. Eggs, avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish can make a meal feel more complete. They can help with energy, recovery, and normal hormone function too. And when people cut fat too low for too long, they often feel hungrier, weaker, and more likely to overeat later. So, do not fear fat. Respect it. Use a small amount. Pair it with protein, fiber, and real whole foods. That is how meals become easier to stick with. But food is only part of the story. The next mistake happens when people try to exercise their love handles away. If you have been doing side bends, waist twists, crunches, or ab workouts to burn love handles, I get it. It makes sense at first. The fat is on your sides, so you train your sides. The fat is on your stomach, so you train your stomach. That sounds logical. But that is not how fat loss works. Your body does not burn fat from one exact spot just because you move that area. You can work your abs every day. You can feel the burn. You can get stronger there. But that does not mean the fat sitting on top of those muscles will disappear first. That is why so many people train abs for months and still look the same around the waist. They are not lazy. They are not failing. They are just using the wrong tool for the job. If you want love handles to shrink, you have to lower overall body fat. And at the same time, you want to build more total muscle. That is where your body starts to change. Your shoulders look stronger. Your back gets wider, your chest and legs improve, and your waist can start looking smaller by comparison, even before every bit of fat is gone. So yes, train your core, but do not make endless crunches your whole plan. Compound exercises will do far more for your body than chasing love handles with waist twists. If you want your body to change, you need more than small ab moves. You need exercises that make your whole body work. That is where compound exercises come in. Squats, deadlifts, rows, pull-ups, bench presses, overhead presses. These moves do not just hit one tiny muscle. They make several muscle groups work at the same time. And that matters. When more muscles are working, your body has to use more energy. You build more strength. You build more muscle. And over time, that can make fat loss easier to maintain. Now, this does not mean muscle magically burns off love handles overnight. It does not work like that. But muscle does change the way your body looks and functions. Think of muscle like an engine. A bigger engine needs more fuel. So, when you build more muscle, your body has more active tissue to support every day. There is also the mirror effect. Love handles are not just about fat. They are also about shape. When your shoulders get stronger, your back gets wider, your chest improves, and your legs build up, your waist can start to look smaller by comparison. That is why endless crunches are not enough. A smart plan should train the whole body. Get stronger slowly. Keep your meals consistent. Let your body change as one complete system. And when progress slows down, do not panic. You may not need to eat less. You may just need to use cardio in a smarter way. HIIT can help when fat loss starts to slow down, but it should be used like a tool, not like punishment. A lot of people hit a plateau and panic. The scale stops moving, so they cut calories even lower. Then they add more cardio, more running, more sweating, more workouts, and soon they are tired, hungry, sore, and frustrated. That is not always the answer. HIIT stands for high-intensity interval training. It means you do short bursts of hard effort, then take a short break, then repeat. It could be cycling, sprints, mountain climbers, squat jumps, burpees, something hard for 20 to 30 seconds, then a short recovery. The good thing about HIIT is that it can help you burn a solid amount of calories in less time. It can also be useful after strength training, when your body has already used some of its stored energy. But you do not want to overdo it. Too much HIIT too soon can wear you down. Your recovery gets worse. Your hunger may go up, and then the whole plan becomes harder to stick with. So save HIIT for when you need it. Start small. Use it a few times a week if progress slows. Let it support your plan. Do not let it replace the basics. Because the basics still matter most. Real food, strength training, hunger control, and good sleep. And sleep can affect your love handles more than most people think. Most people think fat loss only happens in two places: the kitchen and the gym. And yes, those matter a lot. But there is another place that can make or break your progress: your bedroom. Sleep affects your hunger, your energy, your cravings, your recovery, even your motivation to work out the next day. You can feel it after one bad night. You wake up tired, your body feels heavy, your patience is lower. Healthy food does not sound as good. Exercise feels like a chore, and suddenly, chips, sweets, fast food, or anything quick starts looking a lot more tempting. That is not just you being lazy. Your body is tired, and it wants fast energy. When poor sleep happens again and again, it can push your habits in the wrong direction. You move less, you snack more, your workouts get weaker, your cravings get louder, and over time, that can show up around your waist. So do not treat sleep like an extra thing. Treat it like part of the fat loss plan. Try to get 6 to 8 hours of good sleep. Go to bed around the same time when you can. Turn down bright screens before bed. Keep your room cool and dark. Give your body a real chance to recover. Because you can eat well and train hard, but if your sleep is a mess every night, your results may still feel slow. While you sleep, your body is repairing, resetting, and getting ready for the next day. But there is another habit that can ruin a whole week of effort, sometimes in just one night. Alcohol can slow down fat loss more than most people think. And no, this does not mean you can never have a drink again. That is not the point. The problem is that a lot of people do not realize how quickly alcohol can undo progress. When you drink, your body has to deal with the alcohol first, so fat burning gets pushed to the side for a while. On top of that, alcohol brings its own calories, and those calories can add up fast, especially with cocktails, sweet mixers, beer, or a few rounds with friends. But the real trouble often comes after the drinking starts. Your guard drops. Your food choices get worse. Late-night pizza sounds amazing. Fries sound harmless. A snack turns into a meal. Then the next morning, you realize one night added way more calories than you planned. This is why some people eat well all week and still see no change. Monday through Friday looks good. Then the weekend cancels it out. If you drink, keep it under control. Drink less often. Skip the sugary mixers when you can. Pay attention to what you eat after, and do not let one night turn into a whole weekend of overeating. You do not need to be perfect, but you do need to protect the progress you worked for all week. And there is one simple habit that can help you avoid overeating at almost every meal. One of the easiest fat loss habits is simple. Start your meal with vegetables and protein. It sounds almost too basic, but it can make a real difference. Because when you are hungry, the first few bites matter. If you start with bread, chips, fries, or a sugary drink, it is very easy to eat too much before your body even has time to feel full. But when you start with protein and vegetables, things change. Vegetables give you volume and fiber. They take up space in your stomach. Protein helps you feel full and also helps protect muscle while you lose fat. So before you even get to the heavier, higher calorie foods, your hunger is already calmer. That is the whole point. You are not trying to be perfect. You are not counting every bite. You are just giving yourself a better start. Protein first. Vegetables early. Slow down a little. Then eat the rest of your meal with more control. This works because most overeating happens when hunger is already running the show. And love handles usually shrink when you manage hunger better, not when you try to fight it all day. Meal by meal, this habit adds up. And there is one more strategy some people use to make calorie control even simpler. That strategy is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting can help some people lose fat. But let's be clear, it is not magic. It does not erase bad food choices. It does not cancel out overeating. And it does not mean you can fast all morning, then eat sugar, processed snacks, alcohol, and huge portions at night, and still expect love handles to disappear. That is where people get it wrong. Fasting is just a tool. For some people, it makes eating simpler. They snack less. They eat fewer random calories. They have fewer meals to think about. And because of that, they can stay more consistent. But fasting only works if the rest of the plan makes sense. You still need protein. You still need fiber. You still need whole foods that keep you full. You still need strength training. You still need sleep. You still need to watch the weekend habits that quietly undo the week. Love handles do not go away because of one rule. They go away when several good habits work together. So, if intermittent fasting helps you stay on track, use it. But do not let it replace the foundation. The best fat loss plan is not the one that sounds the most extreme. It is the one you can actually repeat. For the next 7 days, do not try to fix everything at once. That is where most people mess up. They try to change their whole life overnight. New diet, new workout, no sugar, no carbs, no alcohol, perfect sleep, perfect meals. And by day 3, they are already burned out. So keep it simple. Day 1, add protein to every main meal. Day 2, remove one obvious source of added sugar. Start with sweet drinks if you have them. Day 3, replace one refined carb with a better one. Try oats, sweet potatoes, brown rice, beans, or quinoa. Day 4, add one high-fiber food to 2 meals. Day 5, add a small amount of healthy fat. Eggs, avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, or fatty fish. Day 6, do one full-body strength workout. Focus on big movements, not just abs. Day 7, look at your sleep, alcohol, and weekend habits. And do not judge everything by the scale. Pay attention to your hunger, your cravings, your energy, your waist measurement. Your consistency. Love handles shrink when your weekly habits stop fighting each other. You do not need a perfect plan. You need a plan you can repeat. One better meal, one better workout, one better night of sleep, one less drink, one less sugar habit. Do that long enough, and your body starts to change. So, if your love handles have not changed yet, do not jump straight to blaming your body. Your body may not be broken. Your system may just need work. Ask yourself honestly, are you eating enough protein? Are hidden sugars sneaking into your day? Are refined carbs making you hungry over and over again? Are you skipping fiber? Are you afraid of healthy fats? Are you only training your abs instead of building your whole body? And be honest about sleep and alcohol too. Because poor sleep and weekend drinking can quietly erase a lot of progress. The answer is not to suffer more. The answer is to make fat loss easier to repeat. Start with one change today. Add protein. Replace one sugary drink. Eat vegetables first. Lift weights. Sleep better tonight. Protect your progress this weekend. And if you want more simple, science-based health lessons that actually fit real life, subscribe to Hidden Health Science. Leave a comment below and tell us which habit you are going to fix first. Your waistline does not change from one perfect day. It changes from small habits repeated long enough.